In this video, I'd like to discuss the processes and products and how they relate. Basically, a product is nothing more than a group of processes. So if we take a simple example and go into digital print, you'll notice that the digital print starts with the process of printing, but it also includes the process of cutting, to cut that material out, the process of laminating, and other processes to complete the product as a whole. These processes can be arranged and grouped together to create any product. So therefore, if I'm trying to create a new product, I do recommend getting with an implementer and going through this and helping them build out the new product. But the first place to start would be to look and group together all of the processes needed to create that product. Those processes can be viewed down the left-hand side where we have our quick products. These is the primary products that start out, or the primary process that starts out the product. Like digital printing, then cutting and laminating all are different processes to the digital print. If I wanted to create a new product, what you generally do is first figure what processes are required for that product. If I wanted to create a new product for something, let's say photopolymer, or a process that is not directly related into the system, the first thing we want to do is see which processes already exist, even if by a different name, and how you might want to group them together. So if I look at my different processes, these supporting processes, now any one of these can be the starting process or the product, and we're just going to clone it and rename it if that's the case. So we want to group together the different processes that we need. The first one, which we talked about, was photopolymer. Now that actual process may need to be created in the system, but it is just a copy of another process with the equipment and materials changed out. And an implementer can help you achieve that. So I want you to look at all of these and figure out what processes may be needed, meaning we have engraving, small format, and grouping them in a way that is your primary, and then any additional processes that may need to be applied. Once your processes are chosen and selected, what we'd want to do is create any new processes that does not currently exist in the system. And to do that, you're going to make a clone or copy of the process that is closest to it. And then what we want to do is link them together in the order that is appropriate. Meaning in this case, we have the design, then laminate, and then mounting. All of these can be updated from within the product. And there are additional videos, but I do recommend getting with an implementer to create these different processes. Using this method, we should be able to create almost any process or any product that you may do within your shop. Now, if I look at a product, options, view product, there's a couple things that need to go together to create this product, a new product. The first thing is what processes belong. And these are the different process options. So we have design, laminate, mount, cut, etc., whichever one we're going to be using. These processes, this is really just what you're calling them. And this is what will display on the screen. And then as part of the assembly, you'll be linking together all of the different components or processes that go together to create the overall product. Each process is linked to an option, which means when you select that button, it adds it to the function. If we needed to add new processes, I can add a new one and link it to that number. The other thing that needs to be considered is the defaults for each one of these processes. Meaning if I am in a new estimate and I'm looking at this digital print product, you'll notice within the custom template, each option that we have has a default template. What this is doing is when I added cutting, it automatically opened up custom cutting as the template due to custom cutting being the default when added. These also need to be added into the primary product, this digital print product, in this scenario. So if I'm looking at the product, we need the categories, we need the names, and we will also, in the variable section, need to add in the list for each one of those. So if I look at my item 3, you'll notice this lamination items default list. This in the third spot. Since my laminate is in the third spot, I want to make sure that my defaults are also in that third location. Now you have 10 additional processes that can be added to any primary product, but then you can go a little bit deeper and add more processes to those processes if necessary. In this scenario, I may do a print and then mount it onto another substrate, but then within that mounting, I may need to add another cutting because I've cut my original print, but now I need to cut separately the board that is being mounted to. So therefore, based off my mounting information, I can add in additional processes to it. So it can work itself down from the primary process to the secondary process to the third process that may be involved. Using this method, we've been able to create virtually any process or product that your shop may do. If you have any further questions or want to get into more details of creating new processes, please consult with your implementer. Thank you.